When Damian Wayne's boyhood crush Flatline comes to Gotham City, how will she end up impacting the dynamic duo? Well, let's hop into the pages of Batman and Robin issue number 7 and find out what happens next together, shall we? So then, picking up directly from where the last issue left off, you'll remember that Bruce and Damian had ended up crashing some sort of strange cult meeting, which isn't too strange for Gotham City. A new cult forms here like every week. No, what's weird is that these guys are worshipping Man of Science, the new darker and more sinister incarnation of Kirk Langstrom Man-Bat, saying that he will save them, uplift them, and ultimately rescue them from the horrors that is Gotham City. Again, pretty weird, as none of this has really been Man-Bat's MO before. In fact, this quick and sudden shift is actually beginning to piss off Shush, Man-Bat's brand new lady henchman. She thinks all this cult business is distracting from the goal that she ultimately joined up with Langstrom in the first place to accomplish, and that is finally dealing with Batman and Robin. Keep all that in mind because it actually will end up being important later. Now, at the other end of the issue, Batman, Damian's father, and Flatline, Damian's on-again, off-again girlfriend, are finally meeting for the first time. I mean, naturally, Bruce was sure to have an entire dossier drawn up on this woman, but you know, actually meeting in person is pretty important. As we find out, Flatline has only come to Gotham in search of her sister. The two never actually got along in their youths, and while Flatline has been busy running Lord Deathman's criminal enterprise, she was actually happy to get away and take a little vacation from it all. What follows is a very fun and very funny little exchange where Damian basically has to ask his father if it's okay to go out and play with his friend, or another way, is it okay for him to go out on a super date? Batman doesn't totally trust Flatline given her connection to Lord Deathman and crime in general, but at the same time he knows that Damian trusts her, and hey, he'd be kind of a hypocrite if he says, oh no, you can't go play with this attractive femme fatale. Now if you excuse me, I'm just going to go look up your assassin mother on her Instagram. Now, thankfully, when Damian and Flatline actually do get a chance to be alone with each other, Robin ends up opening up to her in a big way, talking about how things have gotten a lot better with his father ever since they moved back in together. He says that there used to be a time when they only ever knew how to be Batman and Robin with each other, but now, slowly but surely, through trial and effort, they're learning to be Bruce and Damian, father and son. It's also here too, Joshua Williamson ends up completely blowing my mind by reminding the reader that Flatline actually isn't being 100% honest with Damian, and she didn't return to Gotham solely out of the goodness of her heart or to find her sister. And that's because she's actually secretly working for Ra's al Ghul, Damian's grandpa. Yeah, he had actually returned in a backup story for Lazarus Planet that Williamson didn't write, and I assumed he had just forgotten about, but hey, A+ for proving me wrong. Now what about this whole missing sister thing? Well, Flatline has one clue, and that is a bartender named Slim, who Damian already knows used to work at the Iceberg Lounge before it got shuttered. The two young lovers aren't at the club long before they realize that despite being closed, it's still very much in operation, with Oswald's old gang running guns out of the location. And hey, speaking of Penguin's gang, they actually got a pretty substantial redesign here in this issue. They're all wearing wetsuits and black and white balaclavas. It's basically an evolution on what we saw in the Arkham video games. It's very cool. Flatline and Robin end up making short work of the thugs, and they also get a little blushy when their backs end up rubbing up against one another during the fight itself. Aw, they're just so cute. And so morose. They really do deserve each other, don't they? It's here that the other shoe that you just knew had to drop ended up dropping. It turns out Mila, Flatline's sister, never actually ran afoul of Penguin and his gang at all, quite the opposite. She's actively working for the gang, helping them smuggle guns. It's also heavily implied that she too inherited some sort of meta powers from her grandfather, much like Flatline did. Dysfunctional families, am I right, Damian? You were born into one, and now it looks like you're adopting a whole other one's problems. Now where exactly is Batman while all of this teen drama is playing out? Well, it seems that he's intercepted one of the cult of Man-Bat's members before he can properly be processed at the prison. This guy really doesn't fit the MO of a cultist. He's a white-collar guy with a good job and plenty of options. It's only after talking to the guy for a little bit does Batman truly understand what Man-Bat has been selling these people, what he meant when he said that he could save them and uplift them from the horrors that is Gotham City in a way that Batman never could. This goon ends up pulling out a pill capsule and takes it, probably with the idea that he'll end up getting cool animal powers. Only the pill instantly ends up having horrible side effects, and this dude falls to the ground dead, foaming at the mouth. Geez, don't you put it in your mouth, don't you stuff it in your face at all. Especially if if it came from a damn supervillain. And speaking of supervillains, and I absolutely was, it's only at that moment does Batman learn that he's actively been watched by Shush this entire time. She's had it up to here with Langstrom's bullshit and now actively wants to defect, joining forces with Batman to take down her old boss Langstrom once and for all. And it's on that note right there the comic comes to a close. And so that was Batman and Robin issue number 7, everybody, and once again Joshua Williamson continues to keep me riveted in this brand new series. This one has it all, spins all the plates, while also introducing and reintroducing several old ones. Damian's relationship with Flatline is as fun and interesting as it's ever been. I'm actually really enjoying the darker, more sinister, more big-time interpretation of Kirk Langstrom Man-Bat. We also knew it was only a matter of time before Ra's al Ghul eventually ended up getting name-dropped in the story, and hey, here he is. But what does he actually want this time after seemingly dying and coming back again? You'll remember that in the Damian Robin book, Williamson actually had a much kinder, gentler take on Ra's. And I have to wonder, is that going to continue here, or is he simply going to be reset to his classic villainous self? Only time will tell, but overall I would give this one a very positive 8 out of 10. Good stuff. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out my Amazon link down in the description. Yes, that's right, the Cape Joel channel officially has its own Amazon storefront now. You can pick up a comic or anything else for that matter, and if you did, you'd really be helping me in the channel. So with that out of the way everyone, I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.